I was halfway to the podium when a chair scraped behind me, a blade of sound cutting the ceremony. At my own graduation, my sister stood, arm raised like a verdict. She cheated her way through college. No hush, no tremor, just execution by announcement. The hall turned toward me as if pulled by wire. I kept walking. Breath and posture were the only threads holding 4 years together. The dean's robe rustled, phones lifted, rectangles hungry. My parents froze. And Serena? Serena burned hotter for an audience than for the truth. If you could see me from your seat, cap pinned, palms damp, what would you want me to do? Speak? Run? I didn't grow up expecting my sister to become my antagonist. I spent childhood tilting toward her light, trying to borrow some. She was the golden one at family dinners in Tacoma, loud enough to lean the table toward her stories. I learned to live in quiet beside her. Then I edged out of it. By junior year, my grades slipped past hers. A scholarship envelope arrived. Her smile tasted like fruit left out too long. I left for campus with a duffel and psychology texts. She came home after quitting her grad program. Different lanes, I told myself. The cracks were small, a scholarship refund short by a number that wouldn't stop blinking. A missing form I'd already filed. Emails I supposedly sent canceling tutoring, canceling meetings, canceling myself. A plagiarism complaint from a classmate I barely knew. Lena, my roommate, watched me check my phone like a Geiger counter. "I'm not waiting for bad news," I told her. "I'm waiting for a pattern." And Serena kept stitching. The pattern announced itself in small betrayals. Another refund, reprocessed. A login I didn't make. Professor Halden folded his hands. "A complaint came about your report. I don't buy it, but prepare." Prepare for what? A war I hadn't declared. I stopped hoping coincidence would clear me. Through a friend, I found a quiet-eyed investigator named Caleb Shore. "If someone touched your accounts," he said, "they left prints." 3 days later, he called me to his shared workspace. On his screen, life was a ledger. "These sessions aren't yours," he said, tapping 3 timestamps. "They originate from a Portland home network." My lungs cinched. My parents' street, their router, her. He scrolled. Scholarship disbursements redirected twice. A mirrored email address 1 letter off from mine, used to cancel meetings I'd begged for. Intent written in pixels. I drove home and found Dad in the yard, watering boxwoods, like nothing in the world was bending. "Has Serena said anything about me? About school?" He stared at the hose, the soil. "She's tense. Says things come easy for you." He meant explanation, not absolution. Back on campus, I called attorney Mira Dev. She read the packet, Caleb's logs, my screenshots, the paper trail that spelled my name, then unspelled it, and looked up once. "When do you want this to stop?" "Before she learns it works," I said. We built a plan that wasn't about spectacle. The dean received a sealed envelope and a heads up. I tucked another copy into the lining of my gown. Sleep thinned to threads. Which brings us back to the scrape of Serena's chair, the accusation slicing the air. I stepped forward, each heel click a beat. I had proof. I had patience. I had an end in mind. The hall held its breath. I reached the podium, accepted my diploma, and leaned toward the dean. "A 19, I whispered. Envelope under my seat. His smile didn't reach his eyes. His nod was signal. A marshal slipped down the aisle. Serena, sensing the room tilt, doubled down. "Ask anyone," she shouted, but the anyone had changed. Backstage after the recessional, the dean opened the envelope. Caleb's logs, Mira's summary, screenshots, disbursement trails, time-stamped access from my parents' address. A mirrored email that wore my name like a mask. The dean exhaled. "Thank you for handling this with care," he said. "We'll handle the rest." They did. The board launched an inquiry. 2 professors surfaced matching spoofed emails. The aid office traced the rerouted funds. Caleb certified the device fingerprints. Mira filed for restitution and a protective order. Serena's outburst at the ceremony read like motive and pattern. At home, the news hit like weather. Dad called. I should have seen it. You loved us, I said. That's not blindness, Mom cried. Serena went silent. I moved to a small walk-up near the river and let the ordinary return. Laundry at dusk, tea cooling on the sill, walking to clinic labs with sunlight in my bag. I kept the tassel and nothing else. If I learned anything, it's this. You don't beat spectacle with louder spectacle. You end it with receipts, with patience, with a spine that doesn't bargain. I didn't win a crowd. I recovered myself. That is enough, finally.